We bet.
Forge Friday.
It's Forge
Forge
Friday. It's
Friday.
Forge Friday. Look, it's so forged. It's so forged. The camera rocking like
Yeah, yeah.
that camera ready, boy. It already know. It already
The camera
knows.
is being a.
Oh, bro, look, bro. I'm a number one fan. You see, I got Markane going
Yeah, I
live. You
see
see
that. I
me?
see that. Ah, I like that. I like that.
Hey,
I
baby.
like that.
Hey, baby. Hey. Does he say, hey,
What's
y'all?
up, Desi?
Yeah, bro. That movie, though, bro. Oh,
Man,
I was
man. Let
so
me take
glad
the
that,
spectacles off.
bro. I was so glad that I forgot. Then when you told me, I just got back to the tip, and you had hit me up like, yeah, bro. I'm like, I forgot totally about looking at the movie, bro. I was so into momentum about making sure everything at the house was A1. I was just like, damn, I forgot to go to Indiana. By the time I see your missed calls, I was like, damn, I forgot to go to Indiana.
Right.
And then you hit my line. You was like, bro, I seen that movie. I heard it in your voice. I heard it
Mm-hmm.
in your tone.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was a whole. Let me
Mm-hmm.
take the first syllable. That movie was a whole move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in itself. And bro, it didn't disappoint, bro.
Man. Now you seen War Room, right?
I seen War Room.
Now you saw the characters from War Room in there.
They were in there.
That was War Room was 10 years ago.
War Room was. It was over 10,
It was
wasn't
over
it?
10.
It
It
was
was
over
over,
10
yeah,
years ago.
like
Yeah.
12 years ago,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So you could tell that the writers,
Mm-hmm.
man, got better. They got
Oh
better.
yeah,
They
yeah, for
magnified,
sure.
and the way the storyline carried, it carried
Yeah,
like it
man.
just kept rolling,
Yeah, man.
and then the meat of it. Oh my God,
Depending on what you call meat, cause that
man,
whole thing looked like a buffet to me, bro.
man. And after I watched it the first time, I said, I see why my uncles or my uncle wanted to watch this again with his wife,
Mmm.
and it's like,
Mmm.
man, I mean,
I mean, it's powerful, bro. It's powerful.
man.
Um, Yeah, it was powerful, bro. Okay, we're speaking about the movie Forge. If you
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen the movie Forge, go see the movie. Forge is actually one of my favorite X-Men characters as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
However, we're just talking about the movie Forge. If you haven't seen the movie Forge, sit down. If you're a lady, sit down with your husband. Sit down with your son. If you're a lady, sit down with your boyfriend. I don't care what titles of fellas that you have in your life, nephews, what the heck ever. Sit down with them and explore that movie. I love the coverage of the ladies,
Yes,
the
yes,
the
yes.
coverage of the ladies,
Mm-hmm.
in juxtaposition to what the fellas we're
Mm-hmm.
experiencing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because it exemplified that the ladies are ridiculous backbones. If you don't have one, you are slumped down. You are about to
Mm-hmm.
kill over. Now, I don't want to neglect feminine energy because fellas can host that as well and use and leverage that as well. However, to have the physical entity in your life that actually is experiencing these physical
Mm-hmm.
things is even better.
Yeah, and I like how they picked up to show that it takes the woman's support as well to help everything move forward. Even if they wasn't there physically supporting, they were there spiritually supporting from where they were. And that
Yes.
picked up from the war room because
Yes.
remember it was all about her getting her husband,
Come on.
Uncle Tony back
Yes,
together.
sir. Yes,
So it was
sir.
like
Yes,
her prayer,
sir.
her fighting the devil, when the war
Mm-hmm.
room runner like, get out of the house, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it took her to
Yeah.
get him to pick back up and be a man to take care of
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so when it was funny because when they were at the salon and his sister was like, you tell me to, we got to pray. I got to call the team. Miss Clara come in. This the
Yeah,
right
boy.
place.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that I thought that character was about to turn the movie into some Tyler Perry foo-foo.
No,
Bro, it was done so well
mm-hmm.
that she came off hilarious but still
Heartfelt.
heartfelt.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was just so authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Desi, if you're still on the line, you guarantee that we watching that this weekend. I just needed you to free your mind in that schedule up, and we're gonna check this out, baby. Once again, we were talking about the movie Forge. We're about to get into the movie Forge. We're calling this our Forge Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Dig that. Dig that. Okay. Now I wanted to get into just the movie overall and your take overall. Basically, we giving it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah,
first off.
yeah.
So it's definitely a 2 thumbs up for the movie Forge. Like we said, watch it with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are gonna have the best conversation ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't pause the movie, it's just because you guys aren't movie pausers. My wife and myself.
Oh yeah, we're like, man, what is it about that?
Bro, we'll make a 2-hour movie at least 4 hours, bro. We'll make a 3-hour. Don't send us a 3-hour movie because we'll make it a whole day. You know what I mean? However,
and if you got like mentor programs out there, fellas. If you got mentor programs, this is a movie for you and the young men to watch.
Play that for the young men. Play that for the young ladies too, especially the young ladies, so they can get out of their own selves and see growth in other. Because when we're little, we think we're different. Unfortunately, sometimes even as adults, we think we're different. It's just that we're experiencing things differently, but we are not necessarily different. Don't get the two twisted. Now, I'm not one to do characters. I can look at a whole movie and I don't know nobody's names. I just know what happened.
Okay. So tell me, I'll give you the names.
Okay. What was the youngster's name in the movie? Head character.
Xavier.
Okay.
Yep.
Only character that I wrote down literally was Joshua.
There's more.
Why did I write Joshua down? Because Joshua was Joshua and Joshua is Jesus. And do I need to say
he was playing that role, boy? Dude.
Do I need to say anything else?
He was playing that role.
Yes, indeed, he was on it. So speaking to Xavier and his mother,
okay.
Like what was going on with that?
He was being raised by a single mom. Mm-hmm. Dad had left him or whatever. And we found out later that Dad had cheated and left them or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because even in War Room, that's who they were sending money to. When the wife was asking the husband, Tony, we can send some money to my sister, and Darius or Derek or whatever hasn't found a job yet or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's Zay's dad. Mm-hmm. And so Zay being raised by a single mom, he's 19 years old. Mm-hmm. Mom wants him to become more of a, and it's not so much a man as much as it's an adult.
Responsible.
Yeah.
He has responsibility.
Yeah.
The ability to respond.
Yeah. So film kicks off. I'm not gonna get too much. Try not to get too much away, but film kicks off with a tale of a child being irresponsible. Mom comes in with groceries, hands full. Xavier.
Yeah.
He playing the video game, headphones on. Mm-hmm. Finally, he here, and kids. Mm-hmm. I gotta go, y'all. It's like it's your mom calling, man. Yeah, you gotta go. Because she could be in danger. Yeah, but either way, he goes, and she says, "Hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you take out the garbage? Did you?" I was gonna, I just want you to, and then I'm gonna need you to start paying me rent because, if you're not gonna go to college or something, you're not gonna be sitting around my house, and that's the old school mama way. Mm-hmm. I was at the house with my brother when his mother told him that you better tell him he better get his grades together, Kane, or he is going to the military. If he can't make it in college, he's going to the military. He ain't gonna be sitting his ass in my house doing nothing every damn day, so.
I'm gonna equate that to single mothers specifically.
Yeah.
Because there's something about, and I have my own relationship with my father. Not gonna dive into it. Mm-hmm. However, we just spoke about the non-Huxtable show that a lot of people believe when you have a father in the house. Okay, you live in the Cosby lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Not really at all. However, it's a great, dare I say, crystal ball. Because by the time I got up out of high school, bro, nobody needed to tell me to go find a gig. Like, I was like bloody thirsty for it. Yeah. Super bloody thirsty for it. And it was only only due to the fact that I had two active parents who actively was out and getting their business together, making sure the bills were paid and everything like that, you know. And you got so that was ultimately something that I needed to see was him. I hold it down. I got it.
Got it.
So in the movie, the fella Xavier, he's struggling because he's not seeing that male figure in his life, and the male figures that he is seeing in his life, they're young like him and they're inexperienced like him. So when it comes down to it, he has no one to look, dare I say, up to. He has no one to look up to. So when it came down to it, the movie Forge, which is what we're covering today, which I suggest you check out. It has to do with it's a coming of age. It's a coming of age tale. It's spun in spirituality, and it's spun in community as well. If you haven't heard of this, and I love when I received this, but the five people that you're around is the average of you. So if you're talking about or downing someone who you're around, technically you're downing a part of yourself. You're downing a part of yourself. And that's something that I know the movie definitely explored. He had one circle, this character named Xavier in the movie Forge, he had one circle at the beginning, and he was with them. Kane just said he was neglecting his mother, he was neglecting his duties, and his mother was doing all the physical work. Now this is the clique or the circle he was with at first. So he's on the phone actively on his game, actively playing a game, and he's neglecting the duties that he could commit to for his mom to make her life a lot more easier to play great team with her. Now he's growing at the same time, and he's going to find this other circle that's going to do something else for him that isn't going to necessarily get him to be comfortable. He's about to get very much uncomfortable, and no one necessarily out here wakes up, thank God, and hunts to be uncomfortable. However, I highly suggest that everyone does that at least once in a week. Go do something that you don't normally do through your week. I highly suggest it. Even in messing around and doing this whole Uber thing, bro, it's been a trip. Literally, I've been doing trips, but it's been a trip, and because I never know I never know who I'm about to run into, bro. And I done ran into, like, this phone getting heavy with different, bro. I'm taking certain people to the airport and things of that nature, and it's just very powerful to be uncomfortable and then claim comfortability out of it. We just finishing up the whole voting and things of that nature. A lot of people are uncomfortable for who won. And I'm letting y'all know this is a great thing for you. This is a great opportunity for you. Be uncomfortable. Watch yourself get comfortable. But don't forget that you just went from uncomfortable to comfortable. Don't forget. Because I know this ain't the first time that it's gonna happen in your life, that you've gotten uncomfortable and you've found comfortability in being uncomfortable. It's prime time leadership material, which is what Xavier is falling into. Go ahead.
And you got to be careful because I like how they showed. That's the thing that's changed with the world, is that everybody's looking for a cushion, and so that's what he was. That's what he was kind of. His mama was like, "No, ain't no cushion here. You got to hit that concrete, and it was like, and so that's the thing. It's like, even with the election that just passed, it's like, if we an adult, we know life ain't fair. Stuff don't go to so somebody loses, somebody wins. We got to move on. Come on, man. It's like that's life, and it's like I think in the past maybe decade, everything been pacified. It's like When put that in your mouth, shut up. You know, it's like, oh, you fail. You know, oh, everybody's included. Everybody can win. You know, it's like no. That's not how life works.
Everybody get a trophy.
Yeah, that's not how life works. And I think people who have grown in that time to thinking that everything is comfortable and fair, and you just supposed to. You know, Xavier thought his mom was just supposed to.
Yeah, man.
Because what was that smart stuff he said?
I don't remember, but I know he needed to get hit in his mouth.
Yeah, he was like, "You just gonna put me out my own house?" She was like, "Excuse me." She was like, "Excuse me."
He did say that.
She like, "Excuse me." You know, like, this is my house.
Yeah.
You don't pay for nothing.
No doubt.
You know, and it's like, and that's that right there. For people, if you don't have kids, that's how kids are these days. They're a little bit more. They're a little bit more rambunctious than Zay was. A little bit more harsh, you know. But
I'm gonna say there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
I'm right. There's nothing new under the sun because I know for a fact that my sister or myself, we was no easy wins. I don't believe no child necessarily was an easy win. I do believe that every child forgets when they were not an easy win, and then they look at their children and go, "We was not like that." But it takes that parent to go, "Stop your lying." That's a whole image of you, part two. You getting what you gave, sort of thing.
Yeah, and I've always, and that's what kind of makes me the outer parent, outlier parent rather, because they like, you always. I'm gonna keep it real with kids always. Like, yep, I did this. Yep, I did that. Yep, I felt that way. Yep, but I'm also gonna keep it real with them too. That I didn't do that. I didn't think like that. That wasn't my thing. You know, so
I might blame it on your A blood type though. Us A blood types, we come different, bro. We come different.
So even with my oldest son, you know, he partakes in a personal, you know, pleasure that I just didn't do.
Yeah.
That his mama just didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, and when he first moved back up this way with me, he you know, he was kind of, you know, like you know, and I was telling him, like, you know, just my rules for you is what? Be a good person and always try to do something with yourself in life, do something positive. Like, you know, if you're doing those two things, you know.
Now tell me what was this when you was doing this? What was this implicating?
Like he want to hide his, you know, he still want to stay innocent with dad.
Gotcha.
Dad can't see me do that. You know, like dad can't smell. Hold on, let me. Dad can't smell.
Hey, Auntie Holly.
Yeah, dad can't smell me doing that. You know, it's like, dude, I'm not stupid. You know,
Man,
it's like. I didn't do it.
You talking about smells, right. Bro.
It's like I didn't do it, but I grew up in the era where it started. You know, where they started. You know, when they went from the white paper to the blunt paper. So it's like, I'm not stupid, man. You know, I know when I see the guts of this stuff on the outside your truck, that is yours. It's like, come on, kid.
I'm gonna deal with you and say Xavier thought his mama was stupid.
Yeah.
When he asked. He decides to start lobbying for a job, right? He goes to look for this gig, and he's creating a momentum. But he needs to create the momentum. And what happens? That circle calls him. That old circle calls him, and it throws him off of his trajectory. And next thing he knows, he's devaluing his own mother's business by not doing what she requested. I ain't gonna blow it, but I'm just gonna say it just like that.
Yeah.
She requested him to do something he did not do, which made her look bad in business, which means that he's risking his home, his livelihood off the place that he just said was his.
And when she was in that car and she did I said,
yeah.
I said, in real life, that hand right there would have been like,
I told you needed to.
Right, in real life.
On me and my training, bro,
right.
with the sort of mama I had, bro, he'd clean got busted in his mouth, bro. It'd have been so flawless. His whole bottom deck would have just been good and gushy.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I was waiting too. I was like, boy, that reminded me of a moment in the car with my mom when I said something crazy. I was like, boy, that fist.
Held it. No lie.
Mom gave me a right hook out of this world. Like, pow! I was like, oh.
Can't nobody rock it like, like it's not necessarily gonna come from fathers because that gets volatile because that's fella on fella. And I respect my old man for never, when I became the young adult, putting hands on me because that's different. Like moms was putting hands on me. Shit, I say some crazy shit. Now she goddamn try to choke me up in some sort of. She can't move the weight around, but it's cute to see, her pull. I'm like, okay, all you gotta say is no. You know what I mean?
Grandma 91. Grandma still say, "I knock you down."
Grandma down.
Tell you, I grab her something and knock you down. So
yeah, rest easy to both of mine, bro, because they both of them, like they was. Oh my God, grandmas be on fire, boy. Mamas be hot, but boy, you grandmas be on fire. But it's also because they give extra grace that the parent typically doesn't give. So if you go there with them, they got the whole right to double smack. You know what I mean?
And as a young man, we expected that because we knew the line of respect.
That's heavy.
We knew the line of respect.
That's heavy.
So
that's heavy.
My uncle, who asked my cousin, he was like, "Man, let me get the YouTube thing so me and your auntie could watch this movie again." He's like, "Man," he called my cousin back like, "Man, nephew, that was, man," So this uncle, when I went to visit him in California, after not going out, I used to live in California. After not being there for 20 years, I went to visit him, and he said, "Man, I just want to, apologize, Uncle Mark. I'm just talking about,
Shout out,
I'm just talking about some life, man, because I respect you so much."
Go ahead.
But he's like, "Man, if I was too hard on you when you were younger, boy, I did this, did that, because he said your cousins said that I was, I said, "No, I'm like, nah, man." I'm like, I said, "What you don't get is that I knew I deserved those things, man. When you punish me, it's like I knew I deserved that stuff, man." And I love my uncle because a part of the reason I'm always on point with following my dreams is because of my uncle. When I was out in California, my mom sent me to California as a young man to be around men, my uncles. I was living right up the street here. And she said, she calls it running with the bad crowd. She don't know that I was the one running the crowd, but she's like, so she was like, "Gotta get him out of here." And sent me to California. So I get out there, I'm like, "Mom's going," I'm like, "Yeah, I'm out here," she's sending me clothes and everything, and it's like the Bulls was in their Pete's and whatever. So I'm out here, wearing the Flyers Bulls stuff. I'm in California, like, I ain't moms ain't on my back, but my uncles. Oof. I hadn't lived with uncles, uncle and them while I was a 12-year-old. I knew when I was a little guy, but now at 12, they like, "Nah, it ain't happening, bro. You think you're a man?" They're like, "Come on out in the backyard. You think you're a man? Yo, come on in the backyard." So Unc gave me a book, and he said, "I want you to read a chapter of this book every day. And when I get home from work, no matter what time it is, I'm gonna wake up. We're gonna talk about it." I was like, "That's dope." I was like, "All right, man." Gave me Les Brown, "Live Your Dreams."
Ooh, that's heavy.
I'm 12 years old.
He's still eating off that.
Yeah, 12 years old. So I'm reading this book. First, I was like, "Man, I'm 12, so the book, like, I'm like, dang, man." I'm like, okay. Started reading it. Now I'm into it. I'm like, man, I want to know. Talking about his life story and everything. I was, his mom, they left him in a crack house or something like that. His twin brother, Wesley or whatever. And I'm like, man, so, and my uncle, he come ask me about it and everything. And we talked about it. And he was like, "Man, well, you're going back home to Chicago." So I was like, okay. I had messed up in school, man. I never really liked school as a young kid. I felt like it was, I'm being honest, beneath me. Because I grew up with a grandmother that always said, "Pick up a book and read it," and she was an English teacher. So I used to read that little set of encyclopedias that was at the top of the stairs from A to Z. So it's like, when I got to school, you're trying to teach me stuff that I know is kind of like, that ain't even, that's mediocre. So it's like, and I read at a 6th grade level, like 2nd grade. So it's like, I was always reading. So when I got back to Chicago, my grandmother was like, "I want you to go to church with me. I'm going to Johnny Coleman's church."
Okay, 119.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Okay. She was like, it's a couple of special guests being there. I gotta go to this church. Now I'm like, all right, grandma, back home. Now I'm still tucking this book because mind you, I done came back home. I still got like maybe 4 chapters left. I'm still tucking this book with me, so I'm taking the book with me to church.
Yeah.
Les Brown was one of the guests.
Oh, come on.
Les Brown was one of the guests.
Come on through.
It was like it was like meeting Michael Jordan, man.
Yeah.
It was like, and he came out on stage and spoke. I was like,
yeah, man.
And then I looked down at the book. I'm like,
yeah.
And then when they said, he'll be signing copies of his book out in the lobby. Man, when I got to him, I was like,
wow.
And I'm like, Mr. Brown. I'm like, my uncle gave me this book. And he was like, you're pretty young to be reading my book. He's like, how old are you? I'm like 13. He's like, he signed the book. Man, I cherished that book for so long, man. I mean, I used to just carry it in my book bag, just as a,
Yeah, bro.
And
that's heavy.
But I owe that to my Uncle Mark.
Shout out,
and
Uncle Mark. Thank you, Uncle.
Yeah. And and that kept my focus when it came to like 8th grade, And mind you, I came home. Moms didn't play, so this is how moms was back then. Moms put me on punishment in the summer. And I don't know about you young people, if any of you young people taking this in, or even older people that got kids, our summer breaks was like 3 months.
Yeah.
So I'm in the window like, reading, like,
yeah,
But at that time, I'm putting together an organization in my head. I'm watching how everything worked in the neighborhood. And I'm like, And as much as everybody wants to learn business from school, I learned business from watching illegal business in the neighborhood. Product supply and demand. I would go to the corner store for my grandfather to get his paper, and I'm watching. I would stand there and watch how they did business in the corner store, and then I compare it to the business that I see guys do out when I'm looking outside the window.
Come on,
sitting on the stoop reading an encyclopedia. I'm like, man, I'm just watching everything. Just watching everything.
Eating that Britannica.
Yeah, just watching everything.
Damn.
And that time high school came, I had a community organization, and the friends I had from 8th grade, because my grammar school was right across the street from my high school. Man, when we got those first report cards or progress reports, or whatever, and everybody's like, man, I got a D. At least I passed. I said, well, fellas, this is where we part ways.
Woo.
I really was just like, man, I was like, I've been waiting to get here because it's mature.
Yeah.
I've been waiting to get here. This is the world I've been waiting to get in. It's like, so I can't be with somebody that just does this enough. I need somebody who's gonna be
Eddie. Yeah.
And so
for sure.
There it began.
Oh, for sure.
In those 4 years came leadership of this, leadership of that, and the rest of the story can be talked about off the record.
That's hot. Look, everybody who's tuning in, hey Kathy, love you, baby. We're talking about Forge Friday.
Yep.
This is Forge Friday. If you haven't seen the movie Forge, please grab your loved ones, see it. Your sons, your nephews, grab your nieces, grab your daughters, grab everybody you can, sit down and check that movie out.
Tell that little boy you see walking down the street, be like, hold on, man, I'm gonna send you a trailer.
I love that. Yeah, because it's really real. Now you spoken to that little boy. Let's go into one of my favorite parts, scalable part. The first time he goes into that coffee shop. The first time he goes into that coffee shop, I knew what was on the table. I knew what was a possibility, and I knew what he wasn't ready for yet. I do believe he understood the same thing that I understood. It was just that he was living in that moment, and it's easy to live into that moment. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the young ladies, fellas. Talking about the young ladies, fellas. And pretty much, he did the Playboy. He did the I listen to hip hop. He did the Pimpalicious. How does the pimp thing still go when it ain't been on the table for so long, but foolies are still on that card? You know what I mean? And I mean pimping not in the way of the supply and demand pimp. I mean the player. I'm smooth. What's his name? What's the old boy name? Billy D. Billy D.
Yeah.
The Billy D effect. Forget the butterfly effect. The Billy D effect.
Yeah.
You know, and he came with that bravado, fake as it is. And I loved the father. I loved the father's role. I loved it because in juxtaposition, Xavier was very angry.
Yeah.
He was a very angry young boy who had anger towards his father and knew not where to put it. And then he ran up on a real man.
Right. Yep.
A boy who was acting out, you know, shouting at fellas at a certain age. All high school fellas. I don't care how popular you are. You're mocking at that point. You ain't doing nothing yet. You're mocking. You're mocking what you're saying. I love you, so I'm gonna tell you the truth. You're not really doing nothing. You're playing a role. And Xavier got caught in that role by that father. See, now the key thing is, and I'm gonna say it on me too, because with me, but that's why the Almighty gave me the parental guidance that I was given, because I needed to guide myself. Because, bro, I never, ever dated a female with a father. Never, bro. And I've dated, bro.
Interesting.
It was always crazy to me, but however, it was always, and like I say, my parents is some mad tricksters, bro. Like they is wild. They is wild, bro. Any woman who will put her children in CPS and then take them to church every damn day. Bro, I look back on it and be like, damn, mom was either mad smart or trying to get us killed. Specifically me, because I gotta hold myself down physically. You know what I'm saying? Like, however, it was like, okay, I knew that it was things that I couldn't do. So I found myself, like at that time, and fellas, you know what I mean, clowning myself and not doing things and having females talk about me because I didn't decide to do it. Well, I understood what was gonna happen. 8th grade, my sister's year, girl got pregnant. 8th grade, my year, girl got pregnant. It wasn't hard for me to understand what it is. These is boys playing man. You playing man. You ain't the man yet. Because the thing is, you don't have any provisions. You ain't got no security. You know, like what are you doing outside of playing a role? You just playing a role. Right. So he got caught in playing a role, and I loved it when he got caught up in it. Because when he tried to go man with that man, he knew he needed to turn and hit that door.
Get out of here, yo.
The next step, if he didn't hit that door, he'd have been hitting the floor. It'd have been one of the two, and he chose wise. The boy chose wise. Go ahead, give me your feedback, bro.
Yeah, I love the fact that their father came out the back, and then it was just to see the father shut him down without being how he was being.
Come on.
Without being how he was being. Just on a moral integrity. This mine. You know, like, you know, I'm not gonna get all group with you. No, I don't have to. I don't have to. Get up out of here. You need to turn around and walk out, young man.
Indeed.
You know, and I love that. I love that his daughter saw that. I love that his daughter saw that, because what that did was show her how to recognize it when she see it again. You know, somebody stand their ground for family and business and self. You know what I'm saying? And like, and then it also showed her that, you know, you don't accept trash. You don't accept trash. You know, like, you know, that's not what you want. He may look good to you, but that's not what you want. You don't accept trash, because at the end of the day, if the situation was reversed, I just punked him.
Okay.
I just punked your man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and so that just showed me that this ain't the man for you, because he wouldn't even stand up. At the end of the day, if he was your boyfriend, he didn't stand up for you. He didn't say, "Hey, I was talking to you. That's my woman." You know, he didn't say. He just turned around and walked out.
Yeah.
Because he knew that he was in the wrong. So it's like, you know, that was good, a good dynamic for a daughter to see.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like her value was already there because she wasn't trying to go anywhere.
Yeah, because she was always like, what do you want? Like, you know.
Yeah, most definitely. However, the father standing the way he stood, it affirmed her skepticism and it locked it in. Like, oh, what I was doing for myself was something good. I was guarding myself. I was protecting myself. I was securing myself, which lets her know that she does have that ability to do it. Therefore, that's why the end ended the way it was, because I don't even want to blow it.
Yeah.
It's Fourth Friday.
Yeah.
Make sure you go see that thing on movie.
I was gonna say, be careful, because I know you want to give it away so much. Yeah, we got to talk off camera so we don't get y'all know.
I'm telling you. So it's Forge Friday. It's Forge Friday. Make sure you look at the movie Forge. If you have a fella in your life, young fella, mid-level teenage, young adult, I don't care. Adult, I don't care. Senior status, AARP level. Everybody needs to eat of that movie. It is a great talking piece. It's a great motivational piece. Bro, one thing I wanted to talk about was hey Tyra, love you sis, I see you. Dress code, because it meant a lot. Dress code. Now, you know, for us ever evolving and ascending, we can ebb and flow.
Right.
You can see me in this hoodie scarf combination one day, and then you can slide up on me in the streets and see me straight suited and booted. You don't know which way I'm gonna go.
Right.
However, some are landlocked.
And then, I mean, you know, I got on like a Fight for Your Life polo t-shirt.
Hey, you know what it is?
You know usually have on a t-shirt, you know, but
you know what it is?
representing the
I don't know
Fight for
what
Your
I
Life.
have on today. I want to say I got on the I'm probably repping the A-blood type today. I want to say, bro, I be getting up at 2:30 in the morning, bro. I don't even know what I'm putting on. Yeah, I'm repping for the A-licious crew.
Okay.
I'm repping for the A's.
I'm A positive too. So.
I'm repping for the A's.
Need to get us some shirts like Alvin with the big A on it for Alvin.
I like
Alvin
that.
Too.
I like that. Me and the CEO did this for the A team.
Okay.
You see the A for it? You see that? Look at the A. That's that A team A, bro.
All right.
So, the dress code meant a lot. The dress code meant so much to me, specifically being an artist. I zoned into it fast. What he was wearing at the beginning, he was not wearing at the end.
No.
Let me ask you a question, Kane. Now I'm gonna give a spoiler real quick. Did you notice that when he lost his cap, he elevated?
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Now at first I was saying hat, but the Almighty was like, don't say that.
Yeah.
He said, say cap. So when he lost his cap, now now I'm saying it like our vernacular says it.
Yeah.
Cap still means hat.
Yeah.
But as I say it now, I'm listening to it with the new gen ear.
Cap.
And I'm saying, like, his perpetrating ways, his bravado, his cap. Once he lost his cap, he found his elevation.
Yeah. And let's because look, the last time he had that on.
Go ahead.
And it was almost like this was the last time he had this demeanor too.
Okay.
Because remember he was filling out the application.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And Joshua came in.
Yeah.
And the lady looked at Joshua.
Yeah.
Joshua looked at her like
and
fact. Then he was like, hey, you know what you doing, young man? You know, the small talking him or whatever. Yeah. Then he was like, man, what you want? I don't want nothing, man. Like, you own the place? He's like, well, I am the president.
Yeah, by the way.
You know. and this speaks to the cap thing, right?
Come on.
So here come the coffee shop guy again.
Big cap,
he go over there, he tear up his application. Well, I ain't gonna get hired now, man. It's like
facts.
It's like damn.
Facts.
You just
still
gave
going in.
And then think about that. Think about that.
Yeah,
instead of polishing up,
yeah,
while you got the black man, president right
Yeah.
here. You give up?
He went all the way. Well, actually, he didn't give up. The thing is, he went all in on the kid. He didn't give up the thing he could have gave up, which was that false bravado. He decided to clutch onto it, and y'all young fellas and young ladies know what the hell I'm talking about, because I did it in my day, and personally as an adult, I still got things to tend to, nip and tuck. So you clutch onto this character and you go, this is what I have. Now, when you're young, you're saying, typically, when you're young spiritually, you're saying, this is all I have. This makes me or this breaks me. That's why fellas run around killing each other, and ladies falling for all the okie dokes a foolie is casting, because she's not casting herself in the right role. So she's going for anybody who's going for her, just about. And that is on her. I do want to empower the young ladies that's listening and say, it's up to you. It's up to you, because the movie say it. The movie show it how powerful females are, because they all the way in the background, bro. But they affecting the foreground, bro. And I mean through the whole movie.
Yeah.
So much so, in a reflective way, I love the fact that the mother had a twin.
Yeah.
That messed me all the way up, bro. When her twin, real talk, because they didn't have enough money to do no CG, bro. That was real twins, bro.
And that little girl was really Danielle from War Room.
Come on.
Yep.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
But didn't it all fuse in there real good together?
And if y'all check out War Room too, go back and look at that. But they showed how.
Check out War Room.
Yeah, they showed how, like, the women were the backbone, but then they showed that, because this movie came out in August, so they showing how men need to step up.
Yes.
For young men, and that was powerful.
Be there for each other.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Yes.
That's why I made a post yesterday saying thank y'all for the one.
Bro, I seen the show, bro.
Who sharpened me, because it's like, man,
same,
that's
same
that.
here.
Yeah, that's it. And it was like the fact that Joshua wanted him to come and get mentored.
Yes. Yes.
Before it was like, that's just stuff you're supposed to do, man. It's like you want to get better, show up a little earlier. And his irresponsibility kicked in. Mama had to, she came in the room and said, it's after midnight. You still playing the game? Tomorrow my off day, ma. Today my off day. She was like, Xavier, I got it, ma. And he overslept.
Easy.
Lesson learned.
I mean, it was predictable that she looked at him.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, son, nobody survives this. But we've been there ourselves, where somebody looks at us and they go, where you're at right now doesn't work. And you look at them and you say, it's gonna work for me. And I love that, because you a person is sliding into if it's meant to be mentality. However, you're putting it over in the pig pen. You need to be executing it with the diamonds.
And from that situation, he ran into that man again, like the coffee shop guy. It was the same thing, because Joshua wasn't playing that.
Facts.
You got a code, blah blah blah, waiting on you. What happened? Where's your ID? Where's your, it's like, and not only that, his little manager, the little white guy, he ran into a man again. It's like, so throughout the whole thing, he was running into men helping him. It's like teaching him responsibility,
reflection,
before he even got to the most impactful, men of responsibility. But it's like, dude was like, look, I can't do my job if you're at,
that's a fact.
It's like, where's your badge? Where's your vest, man? What the fuck? You're late and you're unprepared. So it's like he kept running into responsibility. So it was like, it was kind of like he was jumping from step to step to step to get to the.
It's a fact, bro. It's a fact. Every new task came with a new responsibility that came with a new connection.
And then the line, what was the line Mr. Moore told him?
Don't give me the line.
He said, if you don't show up, he said, and there's something wrong, people respect that. But he was like, if you don't show up and it's nothing, He's like, they feel disrespected. Almost like if you had an emergency, they respect that.
Yes.
But it's like you just. And he said, because remember, a man always shows up.
Yeah.
And when I was like, I was saying that as he said it, and Tiff was like,
That's dope.
Tiff was like,
That's
hey,
dope,
Tiff was like, how you know? I was like, cuz. I said, I was told that same thing when I was younger. Like, as a man, you always show up.
Don't we love that when that happened, bro? Oh my goodness, bro. Like, yeah. I love the stair step of his new circle, because his second circle was not the forge. His second circle was the people on the job.
Yeah. Yep.
That was the circle that facilitated him leaving his original circle. Because now, and everybody knows who has done anything that has to do with a 9 to 5. This is not for the entrepreneurs whatsoever. This is strictly for the 9 to 5ers right here. You know for a fact those people become your family.
Every day.
You know for a fact sometimes those people help you get up thinking about those people. I'm about to go kick it with so and so. We about to go talk what we was. I seen the game last night. I know he know. They know we finna go tear this whole thing down.
Right.
Or for the ladies, a movie or a book or whatever y'all get into. However, for fellas, it's typically gonna, especially the youngsters, it's typically gonna wrap around the sports. It's typically gonna wrap around some sports. However, it was that second shot that he had to facilitate the finale circle, which was the Ford circle that was gonna come. Because if he continued to let I want to say the supervisor name was Todd.
Yeah, it was Todd.
Okay, now I remember that because that's my big cousin's name. Now, if he continued to let that group down, he would have never made it to the forge.
Right.
Even though he had Joshua overseeing everything, that needed to be oversaw. So it was such a great, and like you say, all propers to the writing.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I'm a writer, so I know.
Facts.
Yeah, so it's like.
So it was just like the perfect pitch,
and
the
acting was on point because I like Xavier. He acted how a person would or should act. Like when Mr. Moore took him around. It was kind of like when he was meeting these people, he was because that ain't his usual crowd. So he was kind of, like white lady, and these Hispanic dudes, like, what's up, y'all? Like he take them up there to meet the engineer guy, and they did the dap in the hands. They couldn't get it together. It's like, so he really showed how someone from this environment, once coming into this environment, I ain't never had a job before. So I'm kind of like, and even when he was late, you could tell he was like really trying to impress. He wasn't trying to. It was like none of that street shit came out. None of that, man. Fuck it, then I quit. It was like, nah, I'm trying to. This is good for me. He knew this is good for me because something in him told him that no matter what I done been or doing, this is good for me. And when he was sitting in there, he was listening to them talk about basketball or whatever, and Michael Jordan and all that, and then then he went to Mr. Moore's office, and Mr. Moore was like, hey man, got a cold burrito and some cold hash browns. You welcome, some oranges. You welcome to. You want to? He's like, nah, I'm good. That was that tough. It was that last little glimmer of toughness coming up. I'm good. I'm kidding. I'm starving. Keep it real, man. You gotta humble yourself. Tuck them wings down. Because you in front of him, and he's a man. He knows. He sees all this. He know your ass hungry. Because you jumped up and came.
That part.
And he know you about to work them hours, and you gonna be starving. So sit down and eat this cold food. And let me tell you this. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, my favorite saying.
Talk to me.
My favorite saying was when he said his mother told him to be a fountain and not a drain. Be more like a fountain,
that was hard. That's hard. Yeah.
I said, man, that one I'm gonna carry with me.
I love that. Yeah. I still got to. I only watched it one time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to like cement every single thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, because I know I'm gonna be back on there and watch it with Desi.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, that was a hard one. That was beautiful, bro.
My baby was tired. Boy, that movie got when he cleaned up his room and put all that stuff in the box.
Come on.
My baby woke up. She was like, she was like. When his mama saw his room start there, she was like, my baby woke up like, I gotta watch this.
I love the way the mother was just, she was locked into his process.
Yes.
She was locked into his process. The part that had me tearing up, bro, was when he prayed for her. I'ma shut up.
Man.
I'ma shut up.
Man, look,
It's
look,
Friday.
Look.
Broski got tingles.
Man.
Broski got the what Spider-Man say? Spidey tingles. He got the Spidey tingles. Bro, that was one of the most dope things I ever. Look.
That's when he became a man.
That's when he became a man. Parents love their children.
Yeah.
How can a child truly express that you love them right back? Not them assuming it, them knowing it and experiencing it, and you being there for them at a time where it was just like, oh, shit's falling apart, and you said something or you did something or whatever happened, but now they know. They know. It's like that part was just everything. It cemented the finale process that he was about to go through. But let me. I went ahead because I want to hop back to the skill sets of being a fella that Joshua exposed to him. I love the part when he just straight up showed him how to shake a hand.
Oh, yeah.
Eye contact, son.
Yeah.
Now, I said this a few power in the hour ago, that I used to play a game that the first person to look should be the first person to say something.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you lose. Now, I don't know what the ladies want to do. The ladies could at the same time because it's about the same thing. But with fellas, since that's my experience, that's the game that I played to spur me into not being ashamed to say, hello, how you doing? What's going on?
Yep.
But,
Yeah.
because when I don't see it, I know for a fact it's a flaw. I know for a fact these niggas lying. Somebody want to say something because you can't lock eyes with somebody and not say nothing.
That's just weird.
That's
man.
weird. They were saying the Democrats were saying the Republicans was weird. The Republicans were saying the Democrats was weird. None of them niggas was weird. That shit is weird.
Yeah.
Looking at somebody and you see that they seeing and you see them and you don't say nothing. Weirdest.
Weird experience me and Rip had. This is not about the movie, but we managed an artist named Haran, the real Haran.
Okay.
Rest in peace, my brother. He had mixtape CDs. Okay. This was some years ago.
Okay,
so,
no doubt. He said mixtape and CDs.
Yeah, so everybody's like, CD? So me and Rip would go, take him places with us, and we say, hey man, you need to network, mingle with people, tell them, hey, I'm the real Haran. Here, check out my CD.
Yeah. That's the way.
When we were doing that, me and Rip, we roll up on anybody. We like, boom, this our, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Haran was like, man, how do y'all do that? We're like, what are you talking about? He's like, how y'all just go? You can't do that these days in my generation. He was 24 at the time.
Yeah.
We like, what?
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And me and Rip learned because we were riding in the car together one day. We see a group of kids on a basketball court. We stopped. We didn't stop like we was in an action movie or nothing, but I stopped, hit reverse, got out, and we walking up. They took off running. We like, what the hell? It's like we didn't get out the car doing this or going in no bag. No, we had the CDs in our hands.
It was the stature, bro.
Yeah,
it was the stature. You said you and Rip
get
out there? Oh, no.
They took off running.
Yeah, bro.
And then we, Haran and Rip went to a club and, Rip networking, Haran like, he said, he back in the cut, and it's like, and that's where we know
Yeah.
when I'm somewhere and I know somebody's been raised,
Yeah.
you know, to know better, you know,
Yeah,
because like
solid.
these younger guys don't speak to each other, no, you know.
I mean, but it's
Yeah.
to like you said, the
What's up,
difference between
sense?
Xavier and that father
Uh-huh.
and that girl's father. That's that gap that's in between
Uh-huh.
when you
Because saying
see
what's up
somebody.
to them it can be a problem. They be like, "What's up?" You know, you be like, "Nah, bro, no, what's up?" You know, like, "What's up?" is still like, you know, like,
Yeah.
"Hey," you know,
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
know. But now, you know, I find that when I'm around a lot of younger men, they paying attention, they
Come
taking
on.
heed,
Come on.
you know, and although they may not think you cool, they nature want to get them to be closer to a fellow lion. They want to be closer to a fellow
Yeah.
bear. You know,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like because
They cubs.
when I work at the restaurant, they pay attention to your stature,
Come on.
how you carry
Come
yourself,
on.
you know, and they look at guys that are maybe our ages, and they when they see them dressed like them, they don't respect that. I noticed. I watched it. I watched it. They
Like
don't.
what you saying, like wearing the latest and greatest
Yeah,
and
yeah.
fashionable.
Now you can be, you know, a OG or old school like they call us, and you know you can have on your little Jordans or whatever, you know. But when you wearing, you know, what is the whatever the latest or whatever they, you know,
I
wearing.
don't know, man.
Whether okay, my daughter wears these essential hoodies or whatever.
Okay.
So if you wearing they stuff,
Yeah.
they look at you like a
I
sucker.
mean, because wouldn't you look? I mean, the baby would look at you crazy if you pulled up in diapers.
Yeah, so they look at you like a sucker,
Yeah.
you know. And it's like, and I look at the girls when the girls see women that are like our age or a little bit under us
Yeah.
looking like them, they think it's funny. They think it's funny.
Ooh.
I sat and watched a table full of girls
Ooh.
like.
Why? Cause like she outdated, she old, and she trying
Yeah,
to.
they because you got to think about it. Some of them have like
Come on.
experiences with their
What?
mamas and their aunties, and they like my mama and my auntie don't wear baby hair like me.
Oh.
You know, my mama and my auntie got their own thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
Okay.
my mama and my auntie still look good.
Yeah.
You know, if they came up in here, they'd probably get the attention,
Yeah.
but they ain't trying to look
They
like
ain't
me.
doing that.
You know,
Yeah.
so and it's like I'm literally in earshot of young girls
You ain't lying.
making fun of.
Boy, you all in the woman locker room.
Ma-
I got kicked out the woman locker room when
Yeah.
I was about 7 years old, bro. Because I grew up with nothing but, you know, females. I heard my aunties talk about men, you know, my older cousins, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking, bro, I know.
Look, we better clear that locker room thing up because you know these days, you know,
Hey,
no, we ain't going in no girls' locker room.
Yeah, I heard the lock. Hey, just because I heard the locker room talk. The talk just as much as a child. I was invited inside of the woman's bathroom. I mean, shit, and at least until 5, 6. You know what I'm saying?
When I grew up a single mom, so I knew you stand outside this stall and don't move.
I'm like, just saying.
Okay.
Yep, cover your eyes. Thank you.
Yeah,
I remember that.
uh-huh.
Yeah, bro.
But
So
when I do my private security, I'm in earshot. And I hear them talk. You know, they make fun of their own mamas. You know, if their mama's trying to look like them.
Okay.
You know, so it's like,
yeah.
you know, and even when like music comes on that may not be from their era of time, you know, they make fun of that. So just know that if you out here and trying to be like the young people, they clowning us behind the back. And I know us generally, I don't care, but it's like, you know,
No, you should care.
yeah, you should. They should be raising the bar to us, not us going
Come
down
on,
to
bro.
them.
Let me say 2 things. Now, my sister built and she said, got 5 extra brothers because of my first corporate gig. Wow. Let me build with her. I got a wife because of my original first gig. If I didn't have that wherewithal to spark out, network, look to my older cousin and go, older cousin that just graduated who is now a manager, would you please allow me to represent you at this gig? I won't mess it up. And because I did that, I got a wife today.
I got my wife through this place.
I mean, but see, this is what I'm saying. You know, it was very uncomfortable though. It was very uncomfortable. You know how it is the first day. You know how it is signing an application. You know how it is asking asking and not getting, and not understanding that, oh, the right one is gonna say yes, because you get to go through all these no's. Now that's what the entrepreneur side definitely. Now, the props to the 9-to-5ers, but there is no way in hell that none of y'all get as many no's as an entrepreneur gets. Because we actually supposed to hunt for them things.
Yeah.
Actually, we literally are supposed to hunt for no's.
Look,
Just to get to it.
and only time the no make you feel good is when they say, no, thank you. You be like, oh, at least they said thank you.
Thank you.
You know?
Oh my goodness, because the other ones was going crazy. Desi says, "What movie? The Forge, baby, The Forge." You'll see it this weekend. It's on. We've been hustling today. It's literally a Friday for me. I love it because typically, in the entrepreneur realm, Fridays could be a Monday, Fridays could be a Tuesday, Fridays could be a Thursday or a Wednesday.
Yeah.
But seldom are Fridays. And today, bro, Friday is a Friday for me, bro. And I'm feeling great about it.
That's good.
Now I got some duties for the weekend and all. However, I can literally say, bro, there will be no up at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh,
Which is I mean, 6:00 for me is like,
man,
probably like 10:00 for the regular person or something.
I be feeling like the Marines. They know we do
6?
more before 6 a.m. because we do it your whole lifetime.
Bro, I mean, baby girl be like, "What you doing up?" I be like, "Shit, I'll just go do me some art or something." Like I'm not gonna be able to. However, it was just to say that that respect, that handshake, that eye contact, that tone and voice. Oh, go ahead and handle it. It goes a long way. People want to and aspire to see the best from you and in you. If you don't believe it, you won't see it. It's a beautiful thing called reticular vision. It's real simple to understand. You know what it is. You just probably never heard of the concept put that way. When you buy the car, you see the car everywhere. When you buy the car, you see the car everywhere. So when I love and respect self, Jeff in the house. When you buy the car, you see the car everywhere. So we must buy into something to be able to see it. Somebody tells me that I'm not respecting them or I'm not loving them, and I know that I am, is because they have a deficiency. They haven't bought it yet. They haven't bought the respect for themselves, so they can't see it. They haven't bought the love for themselves, so they can't see it. It's simple reticular vision. I was just recapping the power of getting out of oneself, going for the unknown, and buying into the process.
Mm-hmm. One thing I've never, like, the reason why I personally am, quote unquote, kind of a hard on the younger generation is because, and people always say, well, man, they just being young, or they just doing this, and it's like, I don't know, I have so much responsibility in a single parent household that, like, I don't get not being responsible. It's almost like I don't get it. And then it's like comfort. I've been uncomfortable so long that comfort is not good for me. It's like too much rest. I don't like too much. It's like I need grit. I need to be able to, and it's like, and it's like I think the last time I was comfortable might have been like 6 years old when we lived in somebody's basement and had to go down the hall to use the bathroom, because I felt secure. And so life's been like just ever since. Ever since. So it's like, I don't know how to live in no comfort. It's like I don't.
I mean, actually, I'm gonna support you on this, and I'm gonna say you do. It's just that you don't get it handed. You make it happen.
True.
So when it's handed to you, you're almost like, what I'm supposed to do with this? What I'm supposed to do with this? But nah, bro, you like it's a thing in leadership that we make it so. I ain't asking for the day to be great. I'm asking for me to be great. Right. So then, therefore, what is the day gonna be but great? I get to buy into it being great. So then, therefore, my mother brought my sister up in us in certain codex, her being a principal and teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go again, right? We got the A blood type, we got teachers everywhere, right? So we never said, like when somebody said, "Are you okay?" Me and Kathy would never say no. I don't care what's going on. Stubbed my toe, broke my leg. I bust my whole patella tendon, couldn't even kick my leg. I remember my father, he came up, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." But I heard 2 pops and I know nobody shot at me. You know what I mean? I heard pop, pop. But I know ain't nobody bucked at me. But I know my leg is out of whack. But he still asked me, "Am I okay?" And I had the audacity to sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm good."
That's like me with fine. Every day, every time they would ask me something, I'm fine. Fine. How was school? Fine. How you doing? Fine. Fine.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Cause we finna make it. So you know you can't ask for it. Gotta make it. That's something that Xavier was learning. Like he thought that somebody was supposed to give him something, and then he found out, oh, I'm supposed to be giving. That fountain. What's it? How that fountain thing go again?
He more of a fountain, not a drain.
There it is. There it is. Now
he even spit that quote back to
what part?
When he had to take over. Oh, that might be giving.
Don't give it to him. Yeah, don't give it.
Basically, after
it's Forest Friday. Y'all make sure y'all go see that.
Yeah, basically after the factory joint, and he had to put on the suit jacket.
Ooh.
And he was like, the bald head guy was like, man, he's like, more like something.
Yeah. When things were falling apart for Joshua, and that was another beautiful thing. Man, that was oh my goodness, it's so much to talk about. Should we do a part 2?
Let's do part 2.
Let's do a part 2 of it, because I know I got a whole.
Because after you watch it again, you gonna
have that part 2. That part 2 to that part 2. So we'll just we'll pause it here. We're not gonna stop it. We're just gonna pause it for you guys. We're just gonna pause it for you guys. Next week we're gonna cover. Actually, we could definitely do a round 2. But I know you had a dope topic that you said you wanted to cover on next week. So we'll probably do a combination next week. However, we definitely coming with part 2. Because we still have a lot to talk about it.
And then after y'all watch it, and then you come back.
That's gonna be even dope. When you watch it,
you can throw some stuff in the comments.
And you throw some stuff in the comments that let's say love listening to you. We love you too, Kat. Make sure you watch the movie. So then, therefore, you'll be able to add to our conversation, because it's nothing like having a conversation with my broski, and then there's definitely nothing like having you all build with us. And then, I mean, that's a whole forge there.
Now look, watch. The problem gonna be with them. They're gonna be trying not to put stuff in the comments and give away the movie. They're gonna be trying to be like, oh no, I better not put that because somebody didn't see it.
But look, we love y'all. FFYL,
Fight
you
for
already
life.
know what it is. FFYL, you already know what it is. Keep
Thank y'all
fighting
for
for it, because
tuning
it's
in.
worth it.
Yep.
Love y'all.
Peace.
We